Hi, welcome to B3 Comics. Today we take a look at Wolverine and the X-Men number 24. The issue is written by Jason Aaron with art by David Lopez. The issue opens with Rachel Gray telling Wolverine that he's in charge of watching over the school. The rest of the teachers are taking some time off and are going to tear it up. Many of the X-Men use their free time as a date night. Bobby and Kitty head into New York and do their best to have a normal date. However, they decide that it is too boring and decide to spice things up. Together, they have what Kitty decides is the best date ever. The two save houses from storms and give ice to people in the desert. Elsewhere, Beast and Abigail Brand have their own romantic rendezvous in the Sword space station. Cade Kilgore is on a hunting trip with Sabretooth. Instead of hunting animals, they are hunting humans. Back at the Jean Grey school, Quentin Quire goes to yell at the monument of Charles Xavier. There he bumps into the time-traveling Jean Grey. Quire decides that he needs to hook up with Jean Grey. Unfortunately, Jean reads his mind, much to his embarrassment. The two still end up hitting it off though. Wolverine is upset that he is stuck babysitting and blows off some steam in the danger room. There, Storm joins him. She is also a little depressed at her divorce from the Black Panther. The two share their misery and end up hooking up. All in all, it was a fairly interesting night for the members of the Jean Grey school. In the infirmary, Edie has been watching over her comatose friend Broo. She is sad that he won't wake up. Just when she is about to give up hope, he awakens. But it appears his violent brute instincts have taken over. So at the end of the issue, we see Broo come back, which isn't a complete surprise. Well, I figured he'd be back since he didn't die and only went into a coma, but still, this is the first time we've seen him since the end of AVX. But kind of getting away from that, I want to go back to the central theme of this issue, which was date night for the teachers, really the students too. But I just want to look at all the different pairs and kind of get my thoughts on each. So first up, obviously, I want to start with Quentin Quire and Jean Grey. That was by far the most interesting of any of them. Actually, when Kurt and I reviewed All New X-Men number 4, we asked who was going to be the first person to make an advance towards Jean Grey. And in the comments, everybody who responded said Wolverine. And we were all wrong. I thought Wolverine too, but it was Quentin Quire. And that is just a great twist on the whole Jean Grey storyline. Nobody saw it coming. Well, maybe some people saw it coming, but I didn't see it coming at least. I don't know what you guys thought. But I actually really like this one. I mean, they actually do have a lot in common. They're both kind of outsiders in the Jean Grey school. They're both incredibly powerful telepaths. And they don't get along 100% with kind of the X-Men establishment. So I would like to see this relationship develop. I don't know if this was just some joke Aaron did and he'll never revisit again. But hopefully he does. What do you guys think? Would you guys be okay with the Quentin Quire, Jean Grey pairing? Leave your answer in the comments. The next major pairing in this issue was Wolverine and Storm. It isn't entirely original, in my opinion. I mean, I guess you could sort of see it coming. These are the two kind of oldest X-Men left in the school. Because, Scott's gone now. Colossus isn't there anymore. Xavier's gone, so kind of all the old guard of the X-Men are gone except for them, so they would sort of gravitate towards each other. I mean, Rogue's not there either, Gambit seems to be gone, but at the same time, I'm not a big fan of this one. At the beginning of the issue, Storm is playing chess with T'Challa, the Black Panther, and the Black Panther, I thought he was being pretty nice, saying like, I understand our marriage is over, we both still care for each other, but I'm okay with you moving on, but just please don't move on with him, and the him, I assume, is Wolverine. So I don't know what exactly to think of this. I don't know if it's going to continue to develop, or in my opinion, it was more of a physical type thing, and I think Storm might have been doing it more to spite the Black Panther, because it was a way for her to get back at him, because I think she's still upset that her marriage was annulled. I think she still feels some connection to the Wakandian people. I don't know what you guys think, so, leave your comments on that too. I personally don't want to see this relationship continue. I think I'm fine with it being a one-time fling, and I hope it's not anything more. But also in Uncanny X-Force number 1, which also came out this week, and I'll review in a later video, Betsy specifically asks Storm, like, what's going on between you and Wolverine, and Storm is very coy about it. So, I mean, there's still a lot of unknowns left. So the last pairing I want to talk about is Bobby and Kitty. In my opinion, this is just the worst and most boring of all the pairings. It's been going on for a couple issues now, and personally, I just don't think it's very original. In my opinion, it reminds me a lot of a sitcom where, the white male lead and the white female lead get together. Everybody knew they were going to get together, and it's just completely uninteresting in my opinion. Aaron at the beginning of Wolverine and the X-Men at the beginning of Wolverine and the X-Men presented kind of like Warbird as a potential pairing to Iceman, and I think that would have been a lot more interesting because Iceman's kind of the comic relief type guy, and Warbird is the Shi'ar guard who's an alien to our world and doesn't understand how everything works here. So I think that would like create a lot of funny situations and be much more interesting than this. I also personally like Kitty better with Colossus. I understand she was pissed Colossus stayed with Scott after the schism, but I don't think Colossus stayed because he cared about like personal power, or I don't even know to what extent he believed in Scott's vision. I think he just more felt loyalty to Scott, and he also cared deeply about his sister and wanted to look after her. And how can you punish a guy for that? So I think she was incredibly unfair in the way she dumped Colossus, and I actually think it was more interesting when she was with Colossus. But this whole Bobby and pairing with her is just boring. Even if you look at the date they went on, which they said was the greatest date ever, it was just stupid in my opinion. They like gave ice to people in the desert. They stopped a house from getting destroyed by a tornado, but that's the exact same stuff they do when they're just X-Men, like when they go out in the world and save people. So in my opinion, it was just a dumb date. It's a dumb relationship, and I think they'd both be better off with other people. What do you guys think? Do you guys like Bobby and Kitty, or do you prefer them with somebody else? So when it comes to giving a grade to this issue of Wolverine and the X-Men, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Date Night was still an incredibly original idea, and it was kind of cool to see a superhero twist on that. So 4 out of 5. Hopefully Quentin Quire gets Jean Grey. So thanks for watching B3 Comics review of Wolverine and the X-Men number. Before I go, I got a question for you guys though. The entire theme of this issue was date night, and if you could create any X-Men pair that you want to see date each other, what would it be? Personally, I'd like to see Wolverine date Emma Frost. I think it would be kind of funny if Wolverine stole another one of Scott's girlfriends. So let me know what your ideal pair is. Leave it below in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye.